Hello, hello, mis cielitos, and welcome back. Cuckoo is here, and I am continuing Raging Loop. Hello, Ziti. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. Aw. Well, thank you all the same. All right. We're killing Yudai Hashimoto. We found the opportunity to kill him, and we took it. The process was the same as always. We used the nearby farming tools to cut, stab, and crush him thoroughly. I wanted a more effective method, honestly. That was probably why Yasunaga-kun killed Takumi-san with a gun the first time around. However, I didn't want the method to give me away, and I wanted to prevent any dying messages like the one Chiemi had falsified in that previous loop. Making an absolute mess of the body seemed like the most reasonable method. Was that thought born of madness? Of course it was. It was pure insanity. I ran circles in my mind to try and keep it stable enough to make at least somewhat rational decisions. Tearing apart the mountain of flesh was extremely hard work. Once done with it, Haru-chan and I went back. Our discussion for what we'd do tomorrow was simple. Yoshitsugu-kun would use his crow powers to prove that Kaori-san was a wolf. That would prove that I was the real snake. We'd hang around on somebody tomorrow, and use the night to finally get rid of the crow. The day after tomorrow, there would be 6 people left. With the badger on our side, we'd have 3 votes. Is Mako really the badger? Most likely. Though I'm not sure if she'd actually betray the humans if we revealed that we're the wolves. Why is she so antagonistic toward me? He's a maiden. Huh? Nothing. Well, I think it'll be alright. But to be sure, we should depend on something more reliable. Yeah, exactly. We should kill Rikako Uematsu or Kyunosuke no Sado and use the night to... kill Mochi, right? You okay? I'm used to it. Boy, have I changed. I'm actually used to killing now. I wonder if I'll be able to live a normal life after this. You can atone for your sins or whatever. You're still underage. Would you be facing capital punishment? I don't know. Though I doubt they'd think it was involuntary manslaughter. Then let's run away. We talked about that yesterday, right? The sin is the same either way. Is it now? We'll meet again no matter what, right? Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'll be with you no matter what. He was making less and less sense to me. Don't say that you've fallen for me. It's uncool. Don't worry, I won't. It's uncool. Huh. Wow. I'd set her on the path of evil. Scolding her for something now was extremely uncool. I won't say it if it'll bother you. Hey. You should just do what you want. That's one of the perks of being evil. Then I'll do what I want. Good. How about a kiss? As long as she doesn't show up. Surprisingly formal, are we? And there went your chance. You're so stingy. We parted ways. It was all smooth sailing from here. Yudai Hashimoto was dead, and Kaori-san, the most problematic wolf, ended up leaving the stage in the best of ways. All that was left were some throwaway feasts. I thought we were on a roll, and soon discovered how naive I was. Hashimoto-san! Strangely enough, Mamiya-san didn't lose her composure upon seeing the pile of gore Hashimoto-san was reduced to. She stood frozen in place, and her voice was shaking, but that was it. The image of a woman trying to bear the shock and pain was both beautiful and moving. It seemed disingenuous to say that, considering I was the one responsible for her suffering, but I couldn't help how I felt. However, what she did next sent a chill down my spine. She ignored Hashimoto-san's body and walked over to a shirt Hashimoto-san had left lying in a corner of the hut. She moved the shirt to the side, exposing a camera. Oh ho ho ho! Well done. Were we recorded? Had he planned this with Mamiya-san ahead of time? I hadn't taken any precautions against that. While dismantling the body, we'd even talked to each other. He skillfully manipulated the camera. Did I have to destroy it now? No, I'd have no excuses for that. The charade would be over. Maybe we could try going wild, like when Chiemi and Mochi did, I think is what it's supposed to say. What was the point of that? I had to survive. If I went wild by myself, Haru-chan would... Again, what would be the point of that? She was just a girl you'd find anywhere. She got into a different situation, accepted a different reality, and learned from it just like anyone would. Even though it was hardly a normal form of growth, it was charming and beautiful to us men. That much was obvious, but was it worth protecting with my own life? That question had to be answered with a no. However, I turned around and looked at Haru-chan, standing at the end of the group. Hello, Xerox. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. She had a knife in her hand. I slightly shook my head. After a moment of hesitation, he returned it back to the murder scene. It was a foldable knife covered in blood belonging to Hashimoto-san. I picked it up and used it when we were dismantling the body. No, that didn't mean anything to us. If I hadn't turned around, Haru-chan had surely went wild on her own. She was obviously going to protect me like that, even if it meant getting herself hanged. Oh man. I really liked that, but... I'd finally found the theoretical justification for scolding her properly. Up until this point, I'd still thought it was important to consider what I'd do with her after the feast was over. I felt responsible for promoting her growth and making sure the evil girl blossomed properly. In the end, though, the emergency before us was no emergency at all. No good. A fixed camera? That's pretty bold. What did it show? Nothing. Just the body. He threw the camera to me. I checked, and apparently it was a 2-hour-long record starting at 9 in the evening. The wolves' work started at 10. Hashimoto-san was sharp as always. He even got the time right. I played the footage back, and like you said, it just showed a body. It was supposed to show him alive at the start, and show us in wolves' outfits. Come at about 10, and start committing the murder. However, the video only showed a mounting of flesh and bone, lit up by the electric light. It was the time within which the wolves worked cut off from the rest of the world. Control through sleep. Transformation through the real story. Mist, corruption, death loops, and digital video problems. Was all of this connected to God? In this timeline, I'd gained a bunch of important info that brought me closer to the truth. That gave me a bad feeling, though. What if the truth and the subject of fear were one and the same? What if I never reached to the truth? A limitless mystery meant limitless fear. Mom was a wolf. Everyone reacted with relief or surprise. Yoshitsugu-kun and I had reached the same conclusion. He seemed like the real thing, and it was hard to believe both of us were wolves. That meant that I'd told the truth, making me the real snake. I found another wolf today. It's Kyunosuke no Satoshi. Thus, my lies would work. That can't be! I'm human! I see how it is, Haruaki Fusaishi! You were a wolf all along! And that's why his overreaction seemed like the pathetic struggling of a wolf. All that was left for me to do was lie until the end. I'm not lying. Yeah, he said the truth. I see. So you got rid of one of the wolves just so you could survive. Rikako-san, you're no wolf, are you? No, I'm not. Miss Mamiya, you... well... They both looked at each other with suspicion. There were only 2 wolves left. Yonosuke and someone besides themselves. Well, I understand your suspicions. There's only 6 people left. 2 are wolves and 1 is the badger. It won't end until all the wolves are hanged. The choices are hard to make, and all we have to rely on are the snake's messages. Also, the one who died last night was Hashimoto-san, who was antagonistic toward Fusaishi-kun last night. We weren't what I'd call enemies. His suspicions had a reasonable basis. In the end, even he voted for Kaori-san yesterday. He probably decided that she was a danger who had to be removed from the feast as soon as possible. He said I should be wary of you until the very end. It's entirely possible that you ordered Kaori-san to do something self-destructive. Mamiya-san, I thought you were with me and Hashimoto on the opinion that people aren't driven mad so easily. I've seen more than enough to counter arguments for that here, and it's possible that you were like that from the start. You could be insane enough to order her to do that like it was nothing, and she could have been insane enough to comply. And if that's true, we're being played like fiddles. I've had enough. I've had enough of being suspected no matter what I do. Of course you would be. You're a fake snake. And you're a fake human. We're the same. No one trusts either of us. We're unpopular outcasts. Oh, and this one. Chigamuchi, you little... I'll believe Fusaishi-san. You even said that I'm human. Really? My intuition tells me that Hassan's pretty shady. Miss Mamiya, can I assume you don't believe him? She was conflicted, obviously. Rikako-san, you... I find it hard to believe that a wolf got rid of a wolf. But from my perspective, that's exactly what happened. The wolves are two mates and a child. There must be a strong bond between them. While we fear the mist, respect the feast, and find it acceptable to hang others for Yasumisu, the wolves would most likely help and protect one another. That may have been the original intent. Then maybe that was Kaori-san's self-sacrifice for the other wolves. Like hell! She was made into a wolf, forced to kill Aniki, and went insane. That's it. She wasn't thinking any evil shit. That was probably how I'd have been if I were a local. Perhaps Kaori-san must have been thinking of something like that too. She'd die because of a bargain, her giving up on life, and my sinister plotting. If Rikako-san was right and there was some sort of bond between the wolves, it didn't apply to us outsiders. Amy had proven that last time, when she'd cruelly used an outsider wolf as a sacrifice. Anyway, now that I had Rikako-san's and Yoshitsugu-kun's vote, I couldn't lose now. I had no idea what Mochi would do, but he could easily vote as we wanted him to, despite knowing it was a mistake. There was no need to worry. Miko-chan, who are you voting for?
Mister, are you a wolf?
I'm saying I'm not!
Oni-chan, you're human.
I'm a monkey, that means I'm human.
One-chan,
I'm a human as well.
Usayuki-san.
I'm a human. If you want to be friends with the wolves, then I can't be friends with you. Mako, please wake up.
I hate you!
Mako was actually kind of manageable. We continued to argue for a while, but no one provided anything decisive. Noon came, and everyone became even hungrier and exhausted. Even so, no one said that we should vote because it was clear to us all that the results would be inconclusive. If it continued like this, no one would be hanged, human or wolf. That'd mean their defeat. But anyone who suggested that we not vote would be considered a wolf. Thus, the only one who suggested we end it was Mako, but only because she was hungry. Time passed by, and we didn't get anywhere.
I'm hungry.
How many times are you gonna say that, brat? We do not have much time. We must clean up as well. If we do not end it fast, it will be bad for us. You want the humans to lose just like that? The same will happen if we hang. Mamiya-san, please. You just have to believe me. What am I supposed to do here? I'm getting tired here. Why aren't we voting yet anyway? If you don't know, shut up! I don't expect anything from you. Hassan, why aren't we voting? Because the amount of people who'd vote for me and those who'd vote for him is the same. So Hoshi, Haru, Chan, Ri-chan, and Hassan would vote for Uncle. I see. Why didn't anyone tell me that? It'd be all over if I just voted for him too. Damn. No, wait. That'd lead to the humans' defeat. If we're gonna lose, let's just get it over with. Who cares if the wolves win? Moshida-sama, it's not something the monkey should say. Whatever, I'm an eccentric. You're just like him. Huh? Yunosuke-shi's quiet, sad voice drew everyone's attention, not just Mochi's. You're just like the head of the family from 3 generations ago. Your great-great-grandfather. What do you mean? The Nusato family is 3rd in terms of importance. The Miguruma are 1st, the Iguchi are 2nd, and our standing in wealth doesn't even compare to theirs. With the recent advances in medicine, herbalism, our family trade grew useless over the years. However, we continue to survive as a head family because we focused on study and research, following the mentality of the crow. Mentality of the crow? Devour the claws, steal the skills, devour the eyes, steal the writings, devour the tongue and steal the words. Offering those up to Fushiyoshi shall be the will of the crow. Uncle, Daddy said that mentality is a new word, so it's actually wrong. Do not bother me with that. Anyway, it seems we must contribute to our homeland through learning, even if it means preying on the dead and stealing knowledge. Fushiyoshi? Is that the old name for Fujiyoshi? How's that related? Sorry. We survived by learning Western medicine, engineering, and technology before the other families. Most excellent. How unlike the Uematsu. You have my sympathies for growing up with nothing but the burden of tradition. Now, we survived through our dedication to learning, but there was a moment when the entire structure almost fell apart. That was the time of the head of the family from 3 generations ago. He was insane, but at the same time an unparalleled genius. He amassed incredible wealth by leaving the village and investing in businesses and markets no normal person could understand. Even the war was a business opportunity for him. But soon after that, he threw away all contracts and deeds and shut himself in his mansion in Yasumisu. While the main house was in severe financial distress, he spent the rest of the days here, using his power as a village head to perform inhumane things. As far as I know, he killed animals by the dozens on a whim. Just like you. Wow. That's why you were disowned. They thought you were the second coming of your great-great-grandfather, and that you'd bring ruin to Nosato. No, Fujiyoshi. And now you're here nonchalantly making a mess of this life-and-death situation. You don't deserve a single vote. You say that, but do you have any of the will the crow in you? You remain an outsider, belittle Fujiyoshi, ridicule Yasumisu, and you don't even do proper work. Even I can sometimes shut up for everyone's sake, you know? Oh, how I wanted him to shut up right now. Hassan? Yes. I'll vote for Uncle. Relax and start the vote. Wait, is that really okay? Shut up. You spent all this time doing nothing but worry about what you think. We are running out of time. Let's start the vote. Damn it! Damn it! These were the results. Hisako Mamiya, Yunosuke no Sato, and Meiko voted for Haruaki Fusaishi, while Yoshitsugu Oribe, Harumaki Shima, Rikako Uematsu, Shikamochi Kamoshida, and Haruaki Fusaishi voted for Kyonosuke no Sato. 5 against 3. It was more difficult than I'd expected, but it was decided that Kyonosuke no Satoshi would be hanged. Though he didn't struggle much, Kyonosuke muttered things under his breath the whole time. He was probably cursing me. How pathetic. I wanted to get this over with as soon as possible. I really did. We don't want him biting Hassan or something, so I'll be the one pushing him down. Yee! You little... Moshida-sama, allow me. Why make him happy? Nosato-sama, I am sorry things turned out this way. You truly believe I am a wolf, I assume? Yes. I would not hang a human. Very well. You will eventually find out the truth and despair. Knowing what you will feel then makes me feel regret rather than anger. Oh, if only you were a wolf, then I could have proudly died to keep you alive. With this, I will only be a shield that gives you a day or two more. My apologies. If I could take in the corruption and all other poison, I would have done it long ago. You really need to treasure your heart and body more. I'm merely doing this out of I simply want to find meaning in my own death. Haruaki Fusaishi, hear this. Your misdeeds will become known whether you win or lose. However, find whatever semblance of pride a villain like you may have, and stop doing things to make women cry. Since this is the last time we'll talk, let me clear this up. There's nothing between me and Rikako-san. Yes, indeed. Also, as you are aware, I'm not a wolf. What a circus this has been! Don't you wolves have guns or something? The suffering from that would be over in an instant. Please, do shoot me. I'm willing to praise your excellent performance, but honestly, I've had enough. I had enough of looking at your face, too. Fine by me. Just fucking go. You don't have to tell me that. May I? Please, back away, Rikako-san. But... back away! I shall do this myself. She backed off. Until the very end, he was so pitiful. No. So human. He jumped, fell, and with a pathetic sounding cry stopped breathing. Everyone separately whispered, "Rise not," and left the graveyard. Things were going as always. Until the moment. He's right. She said that. I completely forgot. We said we'd search for the gun Serizawa-san used to kill herself. Everyone froze. I believe we should fear the worst. The wolves took both the gun and the bullets. I do understand that it doesn't make complete sense to fear a gun that, for all we know, might not exist. But I believe we should check everyone's rooms. I'm not sure if they would hide it somewhere so obvious. What do you think? I think it's important to show that we're willing to search. Let's do it. Fine by me. During the second feast, after Jamie had died, we talked about where the gun may have went. But after we hanged the old wolf guy, everyone had forgotten about that. I was actually curious about it too. Honestly, if I had to guess, I'd say that Great Lord Shinai cleaned it up, just like he did with the wolf outfit. But it'd be bad for us if Mochi or someone else got their hands on it. I'd gotten this far. I really didn't want to die to a goddamn gunshot right before the finish line. Yes, it's dangerous to just leave it. We should look through everyone's houses, whether they're alive or not. It'll be in one of your rooms, won't it? Just so you know, it's not clear whether a wolf actually took it. And if you ask me, you're not free of suspicion yourself. Alright, sorry. Let's stop wasting time on that shit. Good. We don't have much time, though. Mochi, Yoshitsugu-kun, and I should be enough to finish cleaning up Hashimoto-san's remains in time. You should give a look to all of them, even if it's brief. If it's not enough, we can look around more thoroughly tomorrow. That is true. It will take time, after all. Why not start with the men's places first? Whoa, pervs. Don't mess around at a time like this, Kamoshida. I don't care. I ain't hiding anything. I don't want to do that. You men can have the men's rooms. We'll check out the women's. It'd be best to look around as a group given the situation, but that'll work for now. Very well. We will begin by looking at things left behind by the women. Fine by me. We'll go then. Yes, it pains me you have to do this yourselves, but please. The cleanup was unexpectedly easy. Of course it was. We cut him up into smaller pieces to make it easy. After 4 trips of putting his remains on a door and carrying it to Saranaga, all of him was in there. We also threw in the bloody futon and the clothes we'd used to wipe. After we washed our hands, we were done, so we went to join the girls in searching for the gun. They were all in the dorm. Haru-chan's room. Their faces were completely frozen. What happened? After a moment, I realized. No way. A mistake. A mistake like this? Mamiya-san was holding a new dark flashlight. It's really new. Foreign made. Well designed, too. Must have cost around 5,000 yen. There's still batteries inside. They're also foreign and look like the ones that came with the flashlight. Why would anyone need this on nights when they have to shelter? Hisako Mamiya's face was soon warped by a look of victorious, decisive rage. Why would a girl that barely gets any allowance have something like this? I looked and noticed that Rikako Umatsu's face was full of contempt and mercy. Who bought this outside the village and gave it to her? Haru Makishima's face was pale with fear, despair, and realization of her failure. Haruaki Fusaishi! Haru Makishima! Do you have any excuses? I had to think. There had to be something. Haru-chan's face might have said it all. But I had to be able to explain it and let us both get through this. There had to... Crap. All the lies I could think of would only let one of us survive. Me. Oh well, it'd be pretty forced, but I had to turn the flashlight into a personal gift from me to her. She said she liked science fiction movies, and I happened to have 2 flashlights, so I gave her one. It completely ignored the foundation that stated that everyone else would know about this if we talked about it at night. But I could force this and make them believe. A few seconds passed, but I was still in the safe zone. That's a... Shut up! I blacked out for a moment and fell to the floor. A dual impact slammed into my face just now. What are you doing? Don't let this asshole talk. Of course I wasn't in the safe zone. The Feast of the Yomi Purge was a game of communication, but it didn't forbid violence. Some got the upper hand by communicating using only words, while those who couldn't would naturally try getting their point across through other means. I'd underestimated that fact. Yoshitsugu Oribe's violence quickly neutralized me. Head, back, arms, the leg, still hurting from the sprain. Chair, sticks, he used whatever he could get his hands on and beat me senseless. I couldn't resist in any meaningful way. He was well trained and had the motivation, bloodlust, to go with the violence. It continued until Rikako-san brought a rope. My consciousness was faint, but I hadn't lost it yet. By the end, I just meekly begged for him to stop. I might have even cried, but I was shown no mercy. Before I knew it, it was dark. I seemed to be in the prefab. In the end, I didn't know what was what. I'd probably lost consciousness. The wolf outfit was right next to me. Time for work, huh? I could move, somehow. A bit of wiggling around, and I felt something fall off me. The rope tied around me had been torn and undone. Moving around caused me pain so immense I couldn't even moan anymore. Even thinking was a challenge. I couldn't do anything like this. The clothing was right there, but I couldn't wear it, get up, or walk. Oh. They beat me to a pulp to see whether someone would die with me like this. So there wasn't any need to remove limbs, huh? A good beating was more than enough to incapacitate a person for the night. They'd probably done the same to Haru-chan. We were checkmated. Oh well. This was just a careless mistake. Those sort of happen. I just wouldn't give Haru-chan the flashlight next time. You could have easily gotten this far without it. That is wrong, villain. I heard a voice right next to me. Fighting the pain, I turned to see the source. And saw her, wearing that weird outfit. So, you do not understand just how happy she was when you gave her that gift? Surely you know that women are animals who enjoy tribute. Without it, she would have still been treating you like a stranger. Then... It was a hoarse voice. They must have hurt her throat. Then... Next time, I'll bring her something consumable. Like some sweets. It would do you no good. This is simply the natural result of drawing too much suspicion. A single hair from the filthy wolf hide would have resulted in the same outcome. Surely you know by now that humans are predictable creatures. I shall not call this fate, however. It is merely that similar circumstances prompt similar actions. Humans are more like machines than you would expect. You had a point. A different situation would cause a different reaction. That was natural. On the other hand, a similar situation would cause similar reactions. Are you saying that my death here is inevitable? Oh my. My oh my. I've said nothing of your death, villain. Let us journey to the Misty Mountain. This will be our final tryst. I took her hand and strangely enough managed to stand up. She got me in the wolf's clothing, some water all over it, and the murderer was assembled. He then took me by the hand and led me to the darkness and mist. Why am I alive? Also, why is Haru-chan okay? Okay? She was beaten senseless. She simply didn't look as villainous as you. There was nothing more to it. Good point. I acted the good guy and lied to them with every breath. The only reason you and the girl are alive is because they were afraid that the corruption would take them if they killed you. Who pointed that out? I'm the one who likes this girl. Mochi, huh? He'd probably said that just to keep her alive a bit longer. Now, who would you kill? Yoshitsugu Oribe. The crow? If we let him live, he'd find out that Kyonosuke no Sato was a human. Good, good. Struggle. It suits a villain like yourself. What a mean thing to say. Are humans that comical to you? All beasts try to live proudly. To me, all of their attempts are worthy of affection. Beasts, huh? Yeah, I really was an insane villain. A wolf. Then, I would just struggle until the very end. I killed Yoshitsugu Oribe. I'd mustered some fighting spirit and hatred for what he'd done to me. A hit on the head. Another one. Another one. Another one. Once I was done, Haru-chan applauded. That wasn't because I was doing the right thing from the perspective of the real story. The applaud was directed to me as a person. It almost made me cry again. I'd been thrown into such an awful situation and become one of the worst human beings imaginable. Yet I still had someone who acknowledged and accepted me. Desire for unconditional love. I had God. I appreciated that she was here. Especially for someone who acts a bit like a chameleon. That must be especially desirable. I was lying on some grass, looking up at the milky darkness. Strangely enough, there were no beasts here in the graveyard near the hanging pine. I see you overdid it, villain. Or should I call you Haruaki Dono? It had to be because of her. Villain is fine. Anyway, it all worked out. Tomorrow, we'll reveal what we are. We'll then bring Mako to our side and win this. And what will you do once the mist has cleared? I considered giving a vague response, but I knew it was pointless with her. I'll take Haru-chan and leave this place. What an interesting man you are. Why? Do you truly believe Great Lord Shinai would let you escape? Great Lord Shinai? Not the third god. Oh yes. Have you become so prideful that you underestimated that god? No. I'm within the palm of Great Lord Shinai's hand. I thought I was an exception. You have fallen and risen far too many times, I see. That is the only reason you believe that. I make my own rules. Oh, yes, you did. Perhaps you will be able to do something about the snake's dogs. That sounds like a pain. Still, I'll do it. For this girl. Or perhaps... for me. Taking you both outside sounds like a good time. You truly are a villain. You've left many a woman in tears, I assume. Oh, now this is something. I wondered what she meant by that. But then I realized that I'd been had again. Telepathy was some messed up shit. That's an invasion of privacy, pervy god. What an uncouth man you are. What are you planning to do tomorrow? I mean, Haru-chan and I would review where the wolves, like Yasunaga-kun had done the first time. Then we'd take a Mako to our side. Mako's anger was probably the kind you direct at someone close to you. It was just a bit too strong. Like the real story said, she believed that the wolves were good and humans were evil. It wasn't born out of Yasumisu's madness, but of childish purity. Thus, she assumed that Rikako-san and I were evil and felt betrayed. If I revealed that I was a wolf, she'd gladly join me, most likely. With that, we'd have 3 votes, and wouldn't be lynchable anymore. There was a chance that it could turn physical then, but I'd just neutralize Yoshitsugu-kun, the one most likely to do it. Our victory was certain. That might not go well. You know? I do. Well, let's go the not end well route. Even so, I will persist in victory with the methods I devised. I see. To be a human is to desire death. Out of all those with set destinies, only humans are eager to die. And there are animals who die for their children. You have merely chosen death, manipulated by an inevitable fate like you would be by a god. You don't know why, but you should die for no reason. But sometimes humans take pleasure in receiving avoidable deaths they did not wish for. Getting a little meta here. Much like you right now. That is exactly what makes you so lovable, villain. Understood. Watching you die, rise again, and greeting you again at that time shall serve as entertainment for me in this transient world. He was merely referencing my own preserved memories. It wasn't like she retained them the way I do. Then again, I wasn't confident if I preserved my own will, or rather, the continuity of my soul between loops. As long as Yasumisu or Fujiyoshi was around, he would continue to exist. Xerox, look, it's not because of the keys, I swear. No. Would even God disappear if I looped back? It was okay. My death wasn't set in stone.
Yes, it's best to look at it that way. Will you be going back now?
Yeah.
Oh? Whatever is that?
I instinctively looked away and felt a warm sensation on the back of my neck.
Feeling better now?
The pain in my body faded. Was that you?
Well, 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 well. Was it now? Miracles can happen. If you are aware of how tomorrow will go, then this fun night and your end shall be a good time. This is farewell, city dweller. Turn before the dogs come.
What? He faded into the mist. I felt a slight stickiness on my neck. It was her tongue, or rather her lips. Feeling jacked up from a kiss with a girl? What am I, a middle schooler? Thus I trivialized the situation and returned to the prefab. I'm gonna refill my drink real quick, be right back. Alrighty. Armed with an Oda hole, I walked through the morning mist. I met with Haru-chan before the feast. He walked with me, side by side, carrying a sickle. He understood what we were going to do without me even having to say it.
Good morning.
Good morning. But by exchanging those words, we confirmed that we were human and evil. It was a declaration that we may have borrowed that impudent god's power to get this far. Yet we were traveling down the path of villainy, not the road God had provided for us. This is...
Huh? Oh, weren't you tied up?
I see. So it really was the Okami-sama? Those words clearly indicated not at the wolves in the Feast of the Yomi Purge, but the paranormal entities who lent power to them. After all, we'd untied ourselves. After all, Yoshitsugu Oribe was dead. After all, we'd been heavily wounded, yet here we were wielding weapons. Good eye. A declaration of parting. Mako stared wide-eyed at us. Though she didn't understand, she could guess. That on our side of the invisible boundary between us were blood-stained wolves. Go ahead, Haru-chan. In the end, it was fitting. We are. That she should be the one to declare our We're the wolves! Huh? We were the wolves. Indeed. We were the wolves who threatened Yasumisu. Wait. This was... Oh. So that was it. What are you saying? We're the wolves here, I'm telling you. That's our line. We've been slaughtering the impure humans. Yomi Bito must return to Yomi. So... Come here, Mako. Oh, this poor child! Don't listen to her, Mako. We're the real wolves. The humans declared themselves to be the wolves. I never expected this strategy. Humans don't lie, though there would be no point in declaring oneself a wolf. This was a blind spot born from that belief. It was clear as day who the badger was this time. I thought we could always get an extra vote. But in hindsight, the same applied to humans as well.
In that case, why not tell us exactly how you killed Takumini, Michan, Yoshi-kun, and that big man?
Haru-chan, realizing the situation, tried to counterattack. Unlike all our efforts so far, we were seeking proof, not that we were innocent, but guilty. I was so excited I don't even remember.
That's bullshit and you know it.
Indeed it was bullshit. Anyone could tell who the real wolves were here. So long as they were an adult.
Who are the wolves? Who are the good wolves?
A little girl who spent nearly the entire feast staring off into space, only speaking up to give her votes, couldn't possibly tell. It's us, Mako-chan.
Yes, us.
You're so persistent. It's us. Mako, let us sing together. I can finally tell you, Mako. I wanted to tell you I was on your side from the very start. Don't listen to her, Mako.
Get over here already, you dumb brat.
Mako walked over to Rikako-san. Now, let's vote.
Huh, amazing. I never thought of a trick like that. Actually, I'm a wolf too.
You said you were the monkey this whole time.
Alright, yeah. Oh well. But the eccentric in me wants to be on the wolves' side. Sorry, Haru-chan. I'll make sure it doesn't hurt too bad. Can't say the same for Hassan, though. Oh, but it could be interesting if Haru-chan tries to kill me tonight. Okay then. I'll vote for Hassan. I'm voting for Mamiya-san.
I shall vote for Haruaki Fusaishi-sama.
I'm voting for Fusayuki-san. You were lying this whole time. You toyed with everyone.
Then I'll vote for Mamiya-san. Ah, boy. Yudai Hashimoto gave you the idea, didn't he? Unfortunately, that's exactly it. Though I must say, earning your hatred is quite the achievement. And what do we do, Haru-chan? Go nuts.
Whatever puts you at ease.
Oh, don't think we didn't come prepared.
Isaku Mamiya, Rikaku Uematsu, and Shikamochi Kamoshida all took out sharp objects they were hiding and pointed them at us.
You're not that kind of person. Is that your journalist intuition talking? Women's intuition. I know a scoundrel when I see one. She had us beat. I threw aside my weapon. What happened next was hardly worth talking about. I was hanged and died. Did God see this future? Then how had she planned to avoid this? That question seemed to fade into the mist along with my consciousness. Yay! that was just... My god, what a way for them to turn things around. Oh. What should we do? What should we do then?
This.
Ow. I thought I'd gotten used to pain by now, but I was oh so wrong. Where'd she get that branch? I wanted to ask that, but I wasn't in a state to do it, for I was already lying defenseless on the grass. I felt my limp body get dragged. Another thing.
This is fine. This is fine.
I heard her whisper that over and over again. The next morning, I woke up in a lot less pain. Though I couldn't even tell if I'd actually woken up. My consciousness was far too vague. Last night, I'd gotten beat up so badly I couldn't even stand. None of my wounds were life-threatening, but that was why my body was sensitive to every injury, sending pain signals to my brain. I felt like I'd just recovered from paralysis. That was normal. The fact that I could walk around at night was the anomaly. My body had been bound once more. Had Great Lord Shinai actually tied me up again? Had he restored the torn ropes or something? No. It was tied differently and over a different spot. This was a different rope put on me sometime later. Also, the knot seemed kinda clumsy. It was Haru-chan. She was using me for something. And you stand, Haruaki Fusaishi. She entered like it was no big deal. They confiscated my key, apparently. What? What? I couldn't force my voice into words. It's fine, I'll just drag you. She was curt with me. However, I could tell from her voice and actions that she was perplexed by something. She actually dragged me, still bound, down the hill and into the plaza, leaving me even more beat up. It was hard to get me up the stairs to the hall, though. She kicked me in frustration, and I somehow crawled up. Everyone was already there. Rikako Uematsu, Meiko, Shikomochi Kamoshida, and... I see you have arrived, city dwellers. What? It was morning, and yet she was... What? What's going on here? He directed that shot at me, but it was clear who the source of her confusion was.
Why, the wailing city lady. Do not tell me that you do not know of the nature of this village. One-chan, you're weird.
Uematsu, can you explain? Haruma Kishima-sama has been in this state before. What?
Possessed by a wolf.
Huh?
Yes, that would be me.
What?
Oh dear me. Yomi was so boring that I badgered father and mother to use the mist to rise back up again. But father was sent back soon after we began, and mother also returned. But it was an amusing diversion. Humans, children of the great Lord Shinai. I'm satisfied with all the killing I did.
What is this? Is this what the wolves really are? The humans had killed the wolves. They rise again from Saranaga to have their revenge. I'm not talking about the story.
The eccentricity?
Yes, that's not what the feast is supposed to be, is it? It's just a serial killing, isn't it? I might find this event surprising, but I do not find it especially outlandish.
Seriously?
Seriously, Kamoshida-kun. I don't know.
Richan, wasn't she supposed to be cured?
Normally, yes. A possession by the wolf is too much, even for the spider. The bedroom woman servant stands no chance against Great Lord Shinai's prime guardian, the Lord of the Hunt.
I don't really get it, but... Was she gonna end up a wolf ever since she became like this all those years ago?
I do not know. All those years ago?
Indeed. When I was hanged 8 years ago, as I journeyed back to Yomi, I found this girl wandering in the mist and took her as my vessel. But then the mist retreated and the feast ended with it. Thus I waited for the next feast. What is it, city dweller? I cannot understand you if you speak so quietly.
Lies. You are no wolf. You weren't destined to get the wolf's blessing. You already knew the real story. You knew exactly what I wanted to say. Why was she tilting her head and smiling? No. I knew her intention.
Now. The feast had become quite lonely.
But I couldn't understand it.
So why not hang me?
Why would she go this far? What do we do? What can we do? When we found Haruma Kishima-sama, he was unbound. That had to be possible for the Okami-sama. Even locks mean nothing to them after all. Then why hasn't he moved? He's the one who said that Haruma Kishima was human and gave her the flashlight. He's supposed to be a wolf, right?
That is what you said, Mamiya-sama.
How else do you explain it? Why did he have to lie?
Yoshitsugu Oribe attacked him before he could give his reason.
You didn't stop him either!
Yes, I will stop scolding you for what happened yesterday. However, no matter how disgraceful, you must right your own wrongs. Usaishi-sama, it must hurt, but please, tell us the truth.
Not... Oof. Say it clearly. I'm not a wolf. I'm the snake. I'm the snake. I fell for Haru-chan. So I lied. I was really conflicted. I wanted only Haru-chan to win. I got rid of the other wolves.
You found 2 wolves, gained trust as a snake, while sheltering the last wolf. You wanted you and her to be the last survivors, even if it meant betraying the human. I nodded, but the Harumaki Shima-sama you loved seems to be gone. I have consumed her mind. I wanted to shed tears, because I actually felt like crying. Lastly, why did you give that device to Harumaki Shima-sama?
She said she liked what it did, so I just gave it. I wanted to get closer to her.
My chest hurt. My chest hurt like hell. It created a ray of light in the evening mist. A curious diverging city dweller. I could easily lie. The pain in my chest was just from my wounds. Did you hear that? Haruaki-sama was a snake who gave gifts and betrayed humans out of affection. And Harumaki Shima-sama was the last wolf.
We must vote. Wait a minute. Is this even possible? That seems like a bad joke.
Haruaki Fusaishi-sama is not from Yasumisu. It would not be surprising if his affection came before his mission. Amoshida-sama. Haru-chan, are you sure you want this? What do you mean? Then I'll vote for Haru-chan. 1 for the city dweller. 1 for Harumaki Shima-sama. Fusayuki-san. Fusaishi-sama. Can you vote?
Fuck. I had to talk. I was the one who decided to be evil. I had to play the villain until the bitter end.
No need to say it. The results won't change. Fusaishi-kun. Sorry, but I won't apologize. I pity for you, but you're too much of a menace. 1 for Harumaki Shima. That's 3 votes. He can't turn around no matter who he votes for. We must hang her.
Fuck.
Kunai-san's guardians are 1 snake, 2 monkey, 3 crow, 4 spider. I believe this is my final look at this place.
The funeral was different. The wolf was cheerful. With a spring in her step, she went to the front of the group as if she was excited for what would happen at the hanging pine. I was walking at the very end, supported by Rikako-san. Clearly, it was an act of repentance.
7. The corrupt Yomibito rise to oppose the mountain. 8. Death of the damned Yomibito is the mandate. What? Must I sing alone?
Basically, everyone was uneasy. Of course they would be. They were dealing with an actual god. 1 soul per day, now to bind. The mists rise away again. Thus, Inai-san's guardians are. I had to sing, even if I was the only one.
How pleasing.
That was the only kind of atonement I could make. I have tied the rope.
Can I jump?
Okami-sama.
What is it, priestess of the spider?
Why must you rise up every now and again to punish the humans and the guardians?
I see. You're still all afraid of that. How pitiable. How lovable. Oh, I think I might cry. I shall tell you. We rise up. Because that is how we live.
Losing her words, Rikako-san bowed a little and backed away.
I believe this is it.
Everyone backed away.
You have endured this well.
It was just too incomprehensible.
Thus the end has come.
And more than that, her back actually looked divine.
I shall excuse myself.
She took a step towards the cliff. Haru-chan. Before I knew it, I was the one closest to her. My body and mind were so numb that I couldn't move forward or back. All I could do was call out to her. She'd stopped. I had nothing I could say. That was when the cloth on her face fell away.
You realized.
I knew it.
How uncool.
With that, aww, she jumped toward me and kissed my ear.
Uh-huh.
And just like that, she turned around and ran. No, I was the uncool one here. I'd half expected this to happen. I'd seen the signs, and yet I'd still let her do it. No, that was wrong too. She lived the way she wanted. Just like I'd asked, she'd ignored what others thought and gave both her mind and body to sacrifice. The unparalleled vice. Was I supposed to be some sort of teacher warning her against it and setting her on the proper path? No, no, no! In the end, I was just regretful that I'd broken the rules I'd established. It should have been the other way around. It wasn't supposed to be me. She should have been the villain among villains who betrayed and sacrificed her comrade to live on. He was consumed by the mist, and that was that. How passionate. If only it wasn't the reason why I almost died. Maybe I wouldn't be so angry. I'm sorry. Mamiya-san closed in on the cliff. Come here for a second. Everyone did as she said. Then she dragged the rope up. It was supposed to have Haru-chan's weight on it, yet she could reel it in without any trouble. What? Did she escape? In a panic, she quickly brought the long rope back up. Soon enough, we saw the end. Everyone fell silent. The noose was covered in fresh blood. Harumakishima's slender neck had been torn the moment the rope went taut. I had no idea what happened next, how I left the graveyard, what the others were doing. The pain and difficulty breathing was just too much at this point. Was I conscious? If so, why couldn't I feel anything? If not, was I asleep, or had I fainted? I couldn't tell. My whole body felt heavy and was in pain, feeling completely crushed. I had a nightmare where I was surrounded by countless smiling Haru-chan heads. A dream could only mean that I was sleeping. Before I knew it, the pain had vanished, leaving me to suffer only the regret and sadness. I opened my eyes. Where was I? It looked like a poorly made hut. Right next to me, I saw Rikako-san. Huh? Rikako-san? Huh. My body was all Ow! Not push yourself. Oh dear. I have a concern that she's probably gonna, try to use her strange powers to heal him of his pain and wounds, but since he is a wolf, that's gonna fuck her up. I only hurt because I'd been lying on a hard floor. The wounds were gone, though. What a relief. It seems to have worked. Did you do something? I took in your wounds and pain. That had to be a joke. Was there anything the Uematsu superpower couldn't do? Thank you. I wanted to prioritize gratitude before shock, but then I saw the filthy blood in a bucket at her side. Shocked, I assume. This is a little trick we Uematsu girls know. Well, that's certainly strange. Is it? I simply absorb whatever is negative. It is not all-powerful. For one, you were writhing just now. That was because of the dream, not any wound. Are you okay, though? Yes, Uematsu girls are raised to be used to drawing blood for this trick. If you are well, then please return to your room. Oh, sorry. I almost forgot. I was a lying snake, the worst possible guardian receiver who'd almost destroyed the humans. There is no time for that. What time is it? I have no clock, but it is evening. I finally realized that my surroundings were tinted orange. Alright. I know I can't thank you enough, so I will just take my leave. Usaishi-sama. She called out to me, but I didn't turn around. I hold no grudge to you. I cannot blame a human who felt something for a wolf.
A man from the city who was not born here and was not used to Yasumizu yet, did not belong in the feast in the first place. She hadn't changed at all. Do not let it torment you. In the end, you mustered your courage and revealed it. Because of that, we were able to hang all the wolves. Good night. I was afraid of hearing that emotionless voice say anything more.
Sayuki-san.
She stood outside the room, but I ignored her. Hassan, someone called out to me from the mist. There's something I want to tell you. See you tomorrow. And then he left. I returned to the prefab. Slept. Woke up. Changed into the wolf outfit. And killed Hisako Babiya. All by myself. Five in the morning. I had no idea if I was just used to this, or if the Uematsu's treatment was just that good. But I woke up feeling decidedly neutral. No drowsiness, fatigue, not even the pleasant feeling you got when you stretch to shake off the weight of sleep. We arrived at the plaza at the same time. Haruaki Fusaishi, Rikako Uematsu, Meiko, and Chikamochi Kamoshida. Strangely enough, I didn't think this was a coincidence. I'd felt like we'd agreed to gather here at the same time, and everyone noticed that someone was no longer with us. Hisako Mamiya-sama is gone. The feast was not over yet. In other words, there is still a wolf among us.
Sayuki-san, what's happening?
Meiko-chan, I'm actually a wolf.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Really?
Really. I haven't been more honest since I came to Yasumizu. The next moment, Meiko clung to me. Sorry for not telling you.
I was so scared. So scared. I thought you were Yomi something.
Yeah. Sorry. I patted her back and had her hide behind me. 2 votes. A real perfect split. It appears that I may have let my emotions get the better of me. In the Feast of the Yomi Purge, that is a fatal mistake. I was fooled by Meiko's innocence, your sociability, and Harumaki Shima-sama's lies. I suspected, yet I let myself be fooled. We, the humans, have lost. I will spend my final moments praying to Shinai-sama. Please call me when I must be hanged. Goodbye. Having said all she had to, she left, not turning around once. Oh man, Richan gave up. You won't. I never cared about who won or lost the feast once from the moment it started. If I did, I'd still be the Nosato heir apparent. Good point. Hassan, Die.
Nope.
Mako-chan, you know he's gonna kill you tomorrow, right? Really?
I won't.
Bad human, I won't believe you!
I see, I see. I see.
Why do you let Haru-chan die? Honestly, I really didn't care if I died in the feast as long as Haru-chan survived until the end. I mean, she was basically gonna kill all the people that bothered her and just run away. How cool is that? I wouldn't mind dying as I saw that happen. Hell, I was actually looking forward to it. Give me back my excitement. Hassan, you knew, didn't you? About Haru-chan's fake disease, I mean.
Yeah.
This is our secret, no one else's. And it probably doesn't have anything to do with the feast. Ignore it and go to sleep.
I knew it. That god was something she'd created. You knew about the clothing too, right?
Yeah, I mean, the three of us made it in elementary school. She grew out of it, though, so she should have really made a new outfit. It's too pervy.
You can say that again. I'd expected something like that.
This is fine.
If she'd come back to her senses at least once back then, she'd have never tolerated her apparel.
When I was hanged 8 years ago, as I journeyed back to Yomi, I found this girl wandering in the mist and took her as my vessel.
If God was actually the primary personality, it'd have never taken my side back then. She'd have never played along with Haru-chan's desire to save me by sacrificing herself. Basically, you could always switch between God and Harumakishima. All the strange powers displayed by Harumakishima were either powers she'd already had, or just products of her imagination. A fabrication. The mind-reading thing was just a product of her delusions. It just happened that she'd gotten things right. That was the only possibility.
Haru-chan switched to you. She knew that you soon still liked Cheney, so she switched to you.
You're just saying whatever you want now.
I'd been with her since forever. Trust me, I know what she's like.
You? A person who's uninterested in others?
You're such a bully. But yeah, Haru-chan happened to become a wolf and switched from hating you to... liking you? Or was it something else? Something more special? I don't really know, but that was probably it, right?
He truly had a talent for finding the truth without comprehending it.
All the more then. What are you gonna do to make it up to Haru-chan?
Nothing.
Whoa, damn.
How about you make yourself clear instead?
What do you mean?
If you didn't vote for Haru-chan, you might have been able to survive. Even so, you voted for her. How you look at others is oftentimes a twisted reflection of your own feelings. You sure you didn't kill her because you were angry that she didn't choose you?
Oh. Oh, I see. So that's how it works. Hassan, what if I thought the old Haru-chan was gone, and so I decided to break her myself? Would that be eccentric?
Nope, that's the normal everyday feeling called jealousy.
I see. So I was jealous.
I can't say I actually know what you thought and felt.
Your talk is hard.
Adults have to act normal, even when there's hard or bad things around, Mako.
Adults have it hard.
He's just saying whatever now. I feel sad for you, Mako-chan. I was telling the truth, though. So what now? Want a feast? I'd lose that, wouldn't I? Mako-chan, wanna beat him up?
Yeah!
Hurt her, Mochi? It's a yes. Hassan, wanna make a bet? What kind? Rock, paper, scissors. The loser dies. Now that's straightforward. Good though, right? I'm down. 1, 2, rock, paper. He put his thumb and stuck out his index finger, creating a finger gun. The unbeatable hand. I, on the other hand, took out Chimi's shotgun from my sleeve. Oh my god. Well, I can't win against that. Thanks for cooperating. Mochi. Safety bets were my thing. Not even a genius like you could win against an adult villain. Sorry, Mako-chan. Did that surprise you?
No, we beat up the bad human.
Whoa. Man. Just what kind of upbringing did she have?
You're gonna do it to Onai-chan, too.
Not today.
Tomorrow?
Yes. Honestly, I'm not sure. Like, I can't remember there ever being a point in which they mentioned that he went back for the gun or did anything with the gun. But I guess he must have.
And Mako?
The necessity to kill Mako. That seemed likely. God had said that there were 3 gods. One was Great Lord Shinai. One was the old god who had the unfavorable name Mujina, Badger, forced on it. And the last one was my enemy. If God lived within man, then perhaps if I killed Mako, who hadn't died once, I could escape this endless, misty hell for all I knew. But I didn't want to kill her. That'd be crossing a line, even for me. Subconsciously or not, I'd set a line for myself, and I didn't want anyone else to change it.
You came so far.
Hmm?
Yet, you're still off the mark, villain.
Huh? I tried to turn around, but I couldn't. The thing behind me was so scary I couldn't turn around.
How many times will I have to say it until you understand? God is a lot worse than you imagine. Did you truly believe that a god would fall alongside the Fushiyoshi girl it used as a vessel?
What is God?
Is it something humans can never kill? It is something that humans can never kill.
I turned around.
Huh?
It was Mako. Same as always. I couldn't believe that she was just laughing out loud.
Sayuki-san, your face is very white.
Yeah. Maybe.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I think I need some water.
I'll go to the bathroom.
The dining hall felt like it had been abandoned 10 years ago. Even so, water was still running. I wasn't all that thirsty, but it could make me feel better, so I cupped some water in my palms. There's no escape. Huh? I jumped back, getting water all around me. Just so now, on the surface of the water in my hand, there was a mirror above the sink. I looked right at it. You cannot escape God. So why not try joining me? My land may be small, but I will make sure you are not bored. You get to kill, swindle, violate to your heart's content. The mountain shall become holy once more. If you find a fitting girl, you can even have her bear your children. Oh, what did you do to me? If you do not understand, then be silent and offer yourself to God. It seems like the time has come. Villain. This world will be quite interesting. I cannot wait to see how well your evil lasts, and...
Usayuki-san.
I shook my head. Basically the thing. The delusion clinging to my head. Alright. What is it?
What? What is that?
Her voice was shaking. Did she see a spider or something? I followed her outside. Oh my gosh! Damn! I know we definitely don't have one. Let me see, do we? 3, 8, 9, 19. We don't have 3, 8. Oh my. Oh. What the hell? Lose all words, I guess. I mean, that is sort of how I'm feeling. I was shocked. There was no better word for it. The first shock was caused by the fact that the mist had cleared. After all, the feast of the Yomi Purge wasn't over yet. The next thing to surprise me was the fact that the sun had just recently come up, but the night had returned. It was dark, but it was a strange kind of darkness. I looked around for the sun, and it took me about 5 seconds to realize that it was this thing in the sky. A loop in the eastern sky. A total solar eclipse? No way. If there was such a celestial event today, I'd have heard about it on the TV before Golden Week. This wasn't just an eclipse. It probably had something to do with the unnatural, unreasonable, incomprehensible phenomenon happening before me. Phenomenon? That was too small a word to describe it. Most of my surprise was about the monster. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, we're getting into Sayano Uta or something? It spanned mountains. It pierced the clouds. It carved valleys with each step. It leveled forests. I lacked words to describe the scale of it. It dwarfed even the things in tokusatsu shows or mecha anime. After all, it was still far away. It was beyond the mountain, beyond the cliff, beyond Saranaga. It was walking. Its destination was the golden, no, unpleasantly pale ring that used to be the sun. Even so, I looked up at it. It was thousands of meters tall. It was a monster that had legs the size of mountains, and even the term gigantic seemed to fall short. Even so, all I could do was look up. What? What the hell was with this ending? I'd played a murder game in a village inhabited by werewolves and survived, only to be greeted by a giant monster? What the hell? Who could predict this turn of events? Who would sign off on this plot twist? Naturally, I quickly understood that it was a monster that bring mythical levels of despair and destruction. Mako was clinging to my leg. I brought her close to me. Both of us were shaking. Fear. This was nothing but primal fear. Yeah. Death was nothing in comparison. The fear we felt surpassed mundane concepts like death. This was a fear of the world coming to an end. Once I realized that, I knew that humans, a part of the world, could do nothing against it. Oh! Hey, buddy! Fancy seeing you here! You done it now, eh? What? Suddenly, I lost all sense of reality. Hey, you! And there was even some fancy-looking thing in front of me. It was a large plush sheep. It was cute. It talked. But its voice wasn't cute. You listening? Yes? I'm saying that you've done it now. That thing, huh? I looked again, and strangely enough, the scene had lost all color. The monster was still there, still walking slowly, covering kilometers with each step. But again, it didn't feel real anymore, and the fear was gone too. I looked next to me. Mako was still frozen in fear. Again, it didn't feel real. In fact, my hands, clothes, everything around me didn't feel real. This sensation was kind of familiar. All right. It was what I felt every time before dying. I felt this whenever my memories were engulfed in mist, and before I looped. And I felt like this sheep was familiar too. I hate to break it to you, but with that thing waking up, this country's dead. I kind of feel like something like that would probably take out not just the country, but the entire world. Ugh. Oh. Dialogue. Who are you? That doesn't matter now. Yes, it does. Wait, what? Where's the sheep talking anyway? You get in the situation. I'm telling you, the country's through. It's easier to accept the appearance of a monster than a talking sheep. Alright, alright, if you say so, Fusaishi. Ugh, you're such a pain in the ass. Listen, I knew there was some weird shit going on in this area. That's because a part of reality was put inside a dream. I specialize in that stuff. That's why I came here, but honestly, just keeping myself hidden from the dreamer was hard enough. I couldn't directly influence the dream, but I could lend help to a human. That's you, but you fucked up. I see. Well, actually, that's too brief, so I only get the most basic parts, but what the hell? You understand? Damn. Hell, you can just joke around like that in this situation. Sure, all those steps didn't drive you nuts. You were the one behind the looping? No. Things go back after death because of the dream. Of the dream? Yeah, I'm just helping you keep your memories. Oh, so that's how it was. Crap, there's no time. Hey, you think about what to do next once you're back. You're telling me I had to die? No, I still have a whole load of questions. I don't know shit either. I couldn't do shit after I got in the dream. I don't even know that brat. I don't know what you're doing or why you keep dying. You're on your own there. That was so unreasonable. But... so that was how it was. So the only thing you really know is that time around Fujiyoshi keeps looping back. You don't know the mystery, incidents, or phenomenon that happen in Fujiyoshi, but you know that the looping is caused by something here. That's why you give me memories of the previous loops. Help me find the cause behind the looping phenomenon. But then, the looping suddenly stopped. I didn't get to the heart of it, and the monster showed up. The anomaly reached the ending it desired. The demise of this country. Man, what's with your ability to suss stuff out? You got mochi for brains or something. Now that was uncalled for. At first, the dream just looped around, but when some outsider came in, it started going all weird and shit. You made a huge mess of things, and that right there's the result. The dream changed because of me? Did this thing mean that the fact that I'd used the looping to try and find out various options and saw a bunch of timelines? You went and pulled some fucked up shit, huh? I couldn't deny that. I really was fucked up this loop. But, hold on. Victory as a wolf brought about a giant monster to destroy the country? That made no sense. That couldn't be it. I was missing something. Time's up. It's gonna be rough, so clench your teeth or something. Huh? What are you gonna do? The loop ended, didn't it? Like I said, I'm a specialist. What do you mean? I can use my power to loop back to when the loop was still happening. Huh? That sounds so absurd it seems impossible. Well, I can do it, but only once. An intervention this major would sure as shit be noticed by the dreamer. They'd probably think the first time was a glitch, but there'd be no second chance. They'll know it's the work of another dream wielder. We'll be fucked for real then. I'm more skilled, but they're millions of times more powerful. I'd be taken by the dream, and that would be it. No one could help you then. And it'll all be how they want it. Exactly. So yeah, don't come back here no matter what. Search for a solution anywhere but here. Basically, I had to prevent this outcome. Gather info from the loops. Arrive at the truth. And do something about the dreamer that created the loop and called this monster, huh? What the hell? Wasn't this a story about taking care of some werewolves? What happened to that?
Alright, here we go. Now die a hearty death.
Huh? Wait,
1,000,000 sheep.
seriously? And so crushed under the weight of 1,000,000 sheep, I died. Alright, oh boy. Can't say I expected a giant flesh monster that dwarfed the sky. Can't say I had that on my bingo card. Alright, what you gonna give us? Raising group, game overlord. Obtained key 20, ending loop and giant monster. Thanks to the sacrifices of Kaori-san and Haru-chan, I won as a wolf. Or so I should have. But then a series of incomprehensible events occurred, such as the resurrection of God and the demise of Japan due to the sudden appearance of a giant monster. Just then, a mysterious sheep appeared, revealed it given me my loop memories, and said it was trying to stop the dream. To prevent this horrible outcome, it returned me to the loop once again. Where are the keys I need to reach the truth? Oh, well, I want to see I want to look at the chart real quickly. Ending 3. Yeah, what do you have to say to us, sheep? I'll watch this one.
Hey there, Chief. Congratulations, seriously. As the title indicates, you have ended the darkest main route, Darkness, on a high note. The wolves won and everyone lived happily ever after. Well, okay, the country was still on the verge of destruction, all. Oh, and I finally showed up in the main story. I'm still popping up in the eye catch and all, but I'd like to introduce myself in the main story as well. Now before I move on to the hint, there's something I gotta say. This is rock bottom. From now on, Haruaki Fusaishi, the most twisted protagonist in Kemco's visual novel series, will begin his counterattack against fate. You've seen 3 hells and many different depths so far, Chief. Lend your power to me and that bastard to the very end. This one into ending 3, a new day has dawned. You did your best alongside Haruaki Fusaishi, and this was yet another path you had to take. You made no mistakes, so take comfort in that. From this, you obtain key 20, which is the final key on the list according to numbering, but you're still missing keys. This is how it's supposed to be, so don't worry. You'll need to find 5 keys, the final keys necessary to open the final door. They are all hidden in various places in the story you've seen so far. There are some of you who would like to try giving the scenario chart a good hard look as you remember what happened in the story so far, and look for viable points. But if you're impatient, I recommend you start off by going back to 2, Dense Mist, her objective.
Yeah, that's right. That dumbass shit quiz Chiemi Serizawa gave when drinking with her. Key 20 opens the locked choice there. With all the truths he's seen so far, what kind of answer will Haruaki Fusaishi give Chiemi Serizawa? This is a key point. There are other keys that can be unlocked, but we'll only tell you about this one, so don't get confused. The truly lazy will get another hint at the next destination, so you should aim to clear them in order. Now that's strange. I hadn't planned on providing such generous hints. Maybe now that we're all at the story's turning point, I'm getting excited. That ain't like me at all. Alrighty. But yeah, I did want to give the chart a look real quick. Since I know there were a couple of things here we did not venture down. I don't think any of them were locked options, but I'm still curious. Right, there's a question. Alrighty. Alright. Well, we will go ahead and end the stream right there. Next time this Wednesday, I'll just go ahead and start from that first option since I've been very curious as to what that other response we could give Jamie is. And so I'm being so stoked to finally see what it is. We will go ahead and continue on Wednesday at 8 p.m. EST, and then follow on Sunday at 8 p.m. EST, and we'll see how things go. Saturday will also be Animorphs. That would be on the Twitch at 9 p.m. EST. And on Thursdays, it's the Star Trek Watch Along at 9 p.m. EST on the Discord. Thank you all so very much for coming on by. It's always fun to have all of you in chat and to see your own thoughts and theories. And I hope that you have a wonderful time zone wherever you are. Toodaloo-hoo!